There are things in this world we cannot explain, something hidden just beyond our view. Journey with us as we attempt to pierce the veil between our world and theirs. Join us as we pass through the doorway to the dead.
Join us at WLFE-DB.com for upcoming shows and so much more.
Welcome in, everyone. My name is Dave. Along with me is Jim, and we are one half of Keystone State Paranormal Society, and this is Doorway to the Dead, a 2-hour interactive live show, thanks to the WLFE-TV network. See, I hear echo.
You go down a little bit more here.
Or if you just mute your...
Oh, we got moved up again. How are you now?
Still echo.
Still echo?
Yeah, so just mute it. Mute your mic. There you go. Now, see, I still hear me. See your microphone down there on the screen?
This one. Oh.
Yeah, mute that.
There.
Okay. There we go. Now I don't hear myself. Okay. Yeah. All right. So, sorry for the confusion, folks. We started just a little bit late. We were starting to have some technical difficulties that we were working through. Welcome in Michelle Williams, Holly Cataldo, Sheila Auslander, Jerry Swope, John McGinnis, Alfred Santariga, Tracy Reynolds. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. We were going to try to get a very special guest on tonight, but their schedule did not allow. Hello, Stephanie. So we've made arrangements to schedule this person for another day where they are available. And then that way we can have their undivided attention for the full 2 hours. So tonight we're going to just do EVPs. EVPs that Jim and I and the team have captured over many, many years of
Some of them are
investigating.
recent.
What's that?
Some of them are recent.
Okay. Some of them are recent. Welcome in Mike Lauk and Linda Greenleaf. Sheila says she's having trouble getting the Phasma box on her laptop.
Have them check, there's details as to the operating system and whatnot. So, check on the website. It'll show what's compatible because there are some issues along those lines with the operating system.
All right. I don't know if you heard that, Sheila, but if you go to the website where you get the download from, there should be specifications of what you need for it to work and anything to do with troubleshooting and stuff like that. So welcome in, Colette. We've got a vast range of EVPs dating from June of this year all the way back to August of 2007. So quite a extensive list we've got here. So
now, is there something on here that I can see? Because I'm not picking up any comments.
Because you have to click. You're in private chat. You don't want private chat. You want comments.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
So, I guess without further ado, we'll get started. Actually, before we do, we just want to put out there is an investigation this Saturday at the historic 1912 Hoover House. And depending on how things go, maybe we'll do a live feed from there on our Facebook page. We've got some events coming up in July, movie night and investigation lock-in with former WWE wrestler Big Gene Snitsky. That ought to be awesome. Screening his newest film that he was in. Tracy, we are based out of Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. The Hoover House is in Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. So we'll see how things go with that.
For Saturday's investigation, the young girl, we were down in the basement and
Kara.
the ex-Kim Kara. She's coming down with her husband. So
Okay.
she'll be there on the investigation. She's dying to get back in the basement.
Okay, fantastic. Welcome in Brandon Johnson, our dear friend from Twisted Paranormal Society. I know they've got a lot of great things going on over there, and their Haunted Nights events. So I'm glad to see he had a chance to stop in. Jason Cotton, the Bipolar DM, who has his own show here on the network. Thanks for tuning in, brother. But other than that, I guess we get to it. I know the one last thing is that this week, I think, is the last week that the GGE, the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, has just weekend hours. I think after this, they're going to start to open full time as the summer is kicked in and everybody's out of school and more people are going to be traveling to the Berg. So they'll be extending their store hours. So anybody who's going to be in the area needs some new equipment or some sage or some crystals or anything like that, make sure you pop over and see Pam and Steve at the Gettysburg Ghost Exchange. And while you're there, you might as well check out our friend Kayla Miner up in the front of the store with Mark Nesbitt's Gettysburg Ghost Tours. So I think they are open on the weekends. I don't know about during the week yet. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, if you're in the area, check those two cool places out. Odds are you'll probably run into one of us or both of us over there. So, okay, so let's get started with this first one. And see what we can see now.
Let's do the couple we just picked up on Good Friday. That'll be Easter 1 and Easter 2.
Okay. So we will play Easter 1 and Easter 2. I think I have to bring them in though. So let's see. Those are video clips. So I think I have to take my headphones off. All right. Now, can everybody still hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can still hear me here. Please.
Sheila put yes.
Okay, so we can. Okay, awesome. So we'll start with these. We got these over the Easter holiday at the Hoover House, and I believe they both came from the Holzer Suite.
They did.
Okay, so let's get and play these. And we're loading. And we're loading.
Oh, no.
Typical.
They're not that long.
No, it's just I've got so many things running at one time.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. Server execution failed. Well, that's great. Let's see if we can do this. Play.
If they don't go there, I could possibly play them for mine.
No, because then you'd have to unmute your mic and it would cause all kinds of horrible feedback. We don't want that. What we have to do is get those speakers installed in your system so it lists them in the options for sound. Stephanie has an EVP that she got at the Hoover House that she needs to send to us. Fantastic. Okay, so let's see. Open with Windows Media Player. Let's see if that works. Yes, Jerry, gotta love technology. Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
yeah. because playing EVPs for you guys tonight was our backup plan. So if this fails, we're just going to sit here and look at the camera for 2 hours. How about that?
It's not taking.
Let me try something else. Hold on. Try this. Put this here. And see if we can do this. Open file. USB. See if I can get it to come through this way.
Can you say the name of someone in this room? What's the name of someone in this room?
Sunday.
Now, that one portion where it's like, do you think it's saying Beelzebub?
I don't know. Let's play that back. Now that I hear Jesus says you were.
Right.
What they're talking about, you were what? I don't know, but it says Jesus said you were.
Can you say the name of someone in this room?
They were volunteering then. That's what I'm hearing.
Now it's the apostles.
Name of
And we
someone
give us
in
the
this
names
room.
of the apostles. That.
No, that's not Beelzebub.
Name of someone in this room.
Hails to some. Okay.
Sunday.
In this room.
I hear Andrew Swope. Andrew Swope.
Huh.
Let's see if I can get a little louder here.
Sunday.
Listen.
Someone in this room.
Sunday.
I hear Sunday, and then is Sunday bad? Or
Yeah.
Sunday back? Or
Yeah.
Sunday bad? Or
Sunday.
It's Sunday bad.
Sunday.
I hear Sunday back, and then I hear 13. Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
at the very end, 13.
Yeah. That says, please help. Or please help us. Please help us.
Start digging.
Can you say the name of someone in this room? What's the name of someone in this room?
Sunday.
You can hear the question. Is Sunday back? Like you hear the change in the tone of his voice. Is Sunday back?
Sunday back.
13.
Sunday. Sunday back.
13.
Now this second one is really good.
Okay.
This sort of surmises the Easter. That's real clear.
Is there something important that you need to tell us? An important message?
Wait a minute, John. Wait a minute, John.
And I didn't know this. John McGinnis says Sunday was on the 13th this month.
Huh.
But that was gotten
That was
during Easter.
Easter. Yeah.
So Easter Sunday was in April,
That was
right?
toward the end.
End of March, beginning of
End
April,
March.
something
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah, it was late March.
He's laid in a tomb.
Wait a minute.
Is there something important that you need to tell us? An important message?
Wait a minute, John.
Who is that in the background? Something about our Lord.
That was another guy in the room. He had on his ovilus, he had Lord
Us?
came
An
out.
important message?
Wait a minute, John. Wait a minute, John.
He's laid in a tomb.
That's the first thing I hear on there is Moses. Listen.
Laid in a tomb.
That they might come.
I hear
That they might come.
Moses, he'll bless you. And then that they might come.
Yeah.
So listen to this all the way. It's as soon as you hear it starts with Moses,
Yeah.
he'll bless you.
Bless.
That they might come. That they might come.
That they might come.
That
They may not come.
Yeah.
What is that?
I heard of that, I'm sure. Of that, I'm sure. That's what I'm hearing.
There's multiple voices in there. The very beginning, it sounds like a woman whisper, and then like an actual EVP, straight EVP, and then the Fazzle box cuts over it. I'm sure.
I heard, is Mary there? After that, of that, I'm sure. Is Mary there?
I'm hearing hands in the air,
Oh.
which
Well, that would
you know
work.
they'd be.
That would work. Yeah, I was hearing is Mary there, but hands in the air, yeah.
Lynch
Lynch, and that's Judas being hanging himself,
or
or the mob.
the mob lynching
The mob
Jesus on
lynching
his
Jesus.
walk towards Golgotha Hill.
Lynch.
So
That's a crazy one.
right, and the craziest part about that one is that we got those on Good Friday.
And we really weren't aware as
We didn't even
understand
realize it. As they started naming off apostles, they got 4 or 5 in, and Jim says, "Oh my God, they're naming the apostles," and then that's where like, wow, that's crazy. And someone said, "Isn't it Good Friday?" And we were like, "Oh my God, it really is Good Friday." We didn't even realize it. So, you know, that was very, very interesting night to say the least.
Now the other one goes back a few years. Play the one that says, say Tom Petty is dead. This one, we were in the Thaddeus Stevens house,
Okay.
and we were not aware that Tom Petty had passed. And we picked this message up in the dining area
Yep.
of the Thaddeus Stevens house.
Tom Petty's dead. Tom Petty's dead.
Sick of that. God, sick of that.
I hear Tom Petty is dead, and then I hear someone else come and say, "Don't say that." And then I don't know if it's a laugh or a cry at the end.
We were talking about that. We weren't sure.
Tom Petty's dead. Tom Petty's dead.
Sick of that. God, sick of that.
And that background, we don't know if it's crying or laughing.
The Tom Hanks Day. The Tom Hanks Day.
Sick that. Sick that.
What is it saying here at the end? That's what I want to know. It's just at the cutoff point. It says something. I don't know what.
And I remember we went on our cell phones and checked it out. And,
Yeah.
and found out.
So we got that the night on. Let me rephrase. The night. Well, I don't know what time of day Tom Petty died, but on the day of his death, we were investigating that evening, and we got that, and none of us knew.
Around 10:30 when we recorded that.
Right, and none of us knew that he was dead. So, I don't know. Very, very strange indeed. Let's see. Next, we can go to the Wayback, and I don't even need that open. Just do this.
Go to where it says TP Bash, Soldier in the Basement. That was an interesting one. This was
Okay.
in the Terry's place, the Haunted Trails.
Steve says we're not missing anything over there.
I didn't think so. Yeah, that.
Okay, so here's this one.
Hello.
And the first voice here says hello. That's our friend Mike Simpson from Dayton Haunted Explorers.
Hello. Hi. Please.
And he says hello, and the voice immediately comes through and says, hey.
Hi. Please speak to us. Tell us your name.
He asks for his name, and it says, is it necessary?
Is it necessary? We'd like to know your name.
Do not be sad, or do not be said.
If you'll not be sad.
If
you'll not be sad.
Yeah.
But it's got like a British accent
Yeah.
to it. What is that?
Survive? Survive is what I'm hearing.
Survive.
What's the topic?
I'm hearing, is it uncertain?
Could you verify how many soldiers are down here again with the number? How many soldiers, please?
Leather dice.
Are down here again with the number? How many soldiers, please? Please.
Syllabus type?
How many soldiers are down here from the north? Could we get a number?
Again, with an accent, it's either British or Australian. I can't tell, but actually 8. So it's definitely got an accent to it.
Somebody's sleeping?
You said somebody's sleeping. It said me.
So 9 soldiers from the north.
Now that's a laugh.
Yeah.
A rather disturbing laugh, but a laugh nonetheless.
Let's see then how many soldiers.
Now that sounded to me like she's saying damn spirit. Damn spirit. Let me get to just that part.
How many soldiers?
either damn spirit or dead spirit.
How many souls?
Or dense spirit. Huh. Okay.
Then one of our real old good ones to take the picture down there with the two girls.
Yeah.
Give them the.
This was taken on the battlefield or this was picked up on the battlefield in Triangular Field, actually.
Yeah.
Jim and I were out there investigating, as we were wont to do back in the day when we didn't know about all these other places, and we ran into a few women that were there and asked us about it and stuff like that, and they asked us for some tips on how to pick up photos and audio and this type of thing. So we gave them a few pointers, and we told them, you got to show a lot of respect, especially in a place like this. So make sure you ask their permission before you take any pictures, or you'll probably get nothing. So you'll hear them you'll hear them say, is it okay if we take your pictures or something like that? And you'll hear the response that you get. They asked Spirit if they could take some pictures.
That's the short version. We have a longer version.
The longer version, you hear the two women saying, Spirit, is it okay if we take your picture? And this was the response they got.
And the camera worked.
Yeah, take some pictures down there, and the camera worked. Before, they tried to take several photos without asking permission of the spirits, and the camera wouldn't even turn on. So that one was an oldie. That was from.
Does it have a date?
August 31st, 2007.
Okay.
So we're talking 14 years ago. So
now this one, go to the Penhurst group. There's a bunch we'll play.
Okay.
But this first one, it's where Emily's room waiting to kiss Dave.
Okay.
And bring back some old memories of that.
Okay,
you want to
see.
fill him in about Emily that night?
I don't.
You remember?
More fun with Emily. There it is. Yes. When we went to Penhurst, or one and only time we've been to Penhurst, we had a room in the Mayflower building, which is where we kept all of our equipment. We had our snacks and juices and our personal belongings and all stashed in. And we were walking up and down the hallway from that room to the back of the building, using different pieces of equipment, trying to get something that the spirits would want to communicate with, we're interested in interacting with. But every time we did, this one room on the left-hand side, as you were going deeper into the building, I kept seeing it, and I kept thinking to myself, and everybody who's known me and has watched the show for years knows I don't have any abilities to speak of. I'm very dense in that way. All the equipment we use is mainly for me, but something just kept telling me, we need to go into this room. We need to go in this room. There was something about the room. So we did, and we interacted with the ghost. Actually, that was the spirit of a girl named Emily, who told us that she was 16, but our psychic medium, Janet and Haley, told us that though she was physically 16, she had the mental capacity of a 10-year-old. And of all the horror stories that have come out about patient care at Penhurst when it was still alive, or when it was still up and running and functioning, apparently the situation and the lodgings and the care that was taken for this Emily spirit, she really enjoyed. So even though she had crossed over, she chose to come back there because she enjoyed it. She loved it. So when we set up in that room, we got a lot of activity. Emily was very, very powerful. All at one time, she lit 3 different K2s to red. She interfered with a ball and moved it around on the floor. Hi, Pam. She set off a REM pod on the other side of the room. We mapped her on the SLS, and she talked to us through the Phasma box all at the same time. It was an amazing display of power. And, you know, because of the circumstances, we talked to her as you would talk to a child. And so much so that we told her we would get her a cookie if she did a certain thing and interacted with some devices for us, which she in turn did. And the irony of it was Janet left the room to go get a cookie to bring back to offer to her. No, Alfred, that was not the rec room where they had the ping pong table set up. If you go into the
well, they moved it now, haven't they? Remember?
They just took all the toys out from what I was told,
Okay.
and as far as I know. But when you went into the Mayflower, the first room on the left was the one we had stored all of our gear in. The one next past that was the room, was Emily's room, for us anyway. Well, if it's still there, I'm not sure. It's been at least a year plus, 2 years now. So Janet left the room to go get a cookie for Emily. And after she left the room, Emily came on the Phasma box and said, "I like pink." And less than a minute later, Janet comes back and says, "Look, Emily, I got you this pretty pink cookie," which just blew our minds. So that's the story of the spirit of Emily at Pennhurst. I don't know if I've heard this. So this may be my first time hearing it as well.
You really made our night in here tonight.
Now I'm hearing Fast Friends.
Our night in here tonight.
What, she wants a kiss?
Yeah.
I mean, it's either past.
Let me get it.
See, now I'm hearing love it.
You want it? I can hear love it too.
Come on over here.
Go on over to Dave. Give him a hug.
Now, Tracy Reynolds brings up, that might be saying last chance. She might be saying last chance because maybe she knew that they were going to rearrange stuff and she wouldn't like the new environment.
Now, this is all being recorded on the XCam as well. We have a mapped figure at the same time where in and around the bed, and so we're actually watching Emily act on the XCam at this time. For tonight.
It might be last chance.
She wants a kiss?
Yeah, I think so.
She wants a kiss?
She wants to
Come on over here, I'll give you one. Come on over here.
Go on over to Dave. Give him a hug.
What is that?
Give him a hug. To Dave. Give him a hug.
It's so cold over here, like my pants legs are cold.
We're being here with you, is what I'm hearing. We're being here with you.
Legs are cold.
And the voice in the background, as that major voice ends, you hear a deep male voice, something cold.
Cold.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Behind you.
Give me a big old hug.
She said hold hands.
Yeah, you can hold my hand. Here. Here. Janet, can you take this?
Yeah. What is this? I'm here. I love you, Jim.
Huh?
I love you, Jim. Listen.
Oh, I loved again. I'm hearing I loved again.
You can hold my hand. Go out there and do it.
Do it, yeah.
Janet, can you take this? Oh, she's over here.
Well, she was moving about. She was circulating amongst us.
And well, she had to be able to get all that stuff to light up the way she did.
Give them a love.
We all are your friends, but they particularly.
You like it. You like it. You like it. That's what I'm hearing.
You like it, yeah. I think she just said, "Are you going to catch here?" Go on, give Dave a hug.
Go on in your room. So, yeah, that I mean, no disrespect to anybody that was with us, and we don't want to give any place, bad reviews or anything like that, but some things had transpired earlier in the evening that just had me in a foul mood, and things were actually really slow for us up to that point. So much so that we were saying, if we don't get anything here, then we'll probably call it a night. As it turns out, Emily happened, and we were so energized by it that, when we went in there, we were kind of, and when we came out, we were jazzed. And that's when we went down to the tunnels and up on the third floor of the Mayflower and had a lot more interaction.
Yeah.
So,
And now swing over to Post Town, and there'll be something. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
This is Mike Simpson again when we were at Post Town.
There we are. Post Down Elementary. It's in Ohio. I can't remember the name of the town.
Yeah, I don't either.
Very well known for its activity.
You're not far from Cincinnati. You're about 15 minutes.
It said very well known for its activity. The saying is, when you leave, you believe.
Yeah.
So, and what you're hearing there in the background is REM pod activity. Middletown. Thank you, Tracy. Between Dayton and Cincinnati. So, yep.
We will bless you for the night. That's what I'm hearing.
I can't make that out. What is enter law? Enter law is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, the first time they a couple times they mentioned is Mike's name. Did he just say? Did he just say Mike?
hearing hello.
Yeah. Did you just say Mike? At the end of that, I thought I heard
In the
Mike.
lobby, Mike?
Yeah.
I'm right here.
Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
Look how KT's doing.
Yep. Yep. Tracy says, have you all checked the castle in Loveland?
No,
No.
I know what she's referring to.
Do you?
No, we haven't.
I have not heard of that one. Welcome in, Christina.
Go on. Go back to Penhurst. There's several in there that are
Yes,
pretty
there are.
interesting.
We'll play, since I already told the story, I'll
Yeah.
play the pink cookie.
Yeah, play the pink cookie.
Okay.
Dinner cookie.
Absolutely.
Yes, we'll
Okay,
get
I'll
you a
go get it.
cookie.
I'll
We'll
go
make
get it
one
for
right there.
Janet's gonna go get you.
One right there.
Janet's gonna go get you.
And here, there, I'm hearing, will you, and a little giggle. Janet says, I'll go get it, and she leaves. And just before Haley says Janet's going to go, I hear, will you, and then a giggle.
Janet's gonna go get you.
One right there.
Janet's gonna go get you a cookie, and I'm gonna leave you some more candy because you are awesome, Emily.
Thank you.
What is it with me, Alex?
Oh my. Oh my.
Oh, guys, I've never.
Right there. I'm hoping it's pink, is what I hear. I'm hoping it's pink.
I've never seen this in person.
Haley was here.
Emily, found you the prettiest cookie. It has pretty pink frosting and
Didn't
little
she just say
sprinkles
pink?
on it.
She just said pink.
She said pink.
She said pink when you came in. Honest to God.
Shall I put it here on the desk?
Rotate back and forth.
It's pink with pink sprinkles on it.
Yeah, that was a crazy session there. I mean, she literally said, I hope it's pink. And when the Janet came back, and this was all on a live feed, we were doing a Facebook Live, and Janet came back and said, I got you the prettiest cookie, it's pink. Unfortunately, I'm behind the camera, so you couldn't see my face. I was like, it was freaking out. It was awesome. So let's go to one of my faves, my bedroom and the Longhorn, when we were doing Kane the second time, and I stayed across the street in the Longhorn, and the woman in red followed me home from the Manor House.
On the obvious name, yes, we want to know your name, lady in red. Can you confirm your name, please?
When I was over in that basement, I kept hearing like, now there, I'm hearing, I'm so fantastic. When I was over in that basement, I kept hearing like, what does that one say?
Haley said she thinks she likes the name Lady in Red. Haley, I'm doing this without my glasses, so I'm sweating. Haley, I'm doing this without my glasses,
what?
so I'm sweating. So I'm sweating.
That one's no biggie? Something like that? That one's no biggie.
Try something. Touch.
Thank you. Wow.
Wow.
That was right on cue. Thank you.
She was lighting up REM pods in my
Is
room.
red your favorite color?
She was lighting up the REM pods, but only the red light on them, not the rest of the colors.
Right.
And there I'm hearing it say, get out, you dork.
Yeah, she wanted us out.
She wanted all of them to leave so she could be in there with me alone. But listen, I'm here. Get out, you dork.
Red your favorite color?
Get out, you dork. Now, sleep with you? Is that what you're hearing, Jim? Listen.
Yeah. Sleep with me. That's her.
To the lady in red on my device.
There are lady in red. There are lady in red.
Haste. Don't.
Don't. Look at that.
I have haste.
Hey.
I want to see it.
Hey.
I want to see it. This, just to let you guys know, this was getting so suggestive. We'll just leave it at that. Suggestive that we were thinking about, ending the live feed, creating a new Facebook page, and starting a new live feed on it called Paranormal X, because it was getting pretty sexually charged, the things that were coming out on it.
Oh, wow. Wait till I tell you this message. On the Ovilus.
That would sound like I said, I want to sleep over.
I want to say this.
Listen. Listen, I want to sleep over. After this. I want to sleep over.
Wait till I tell you this message. On the Ovilus. Listen to this. I want to say this. I want to say this.
I believe in you, or I believe it too, or something.
I want to say this. I want to say this. We're going to let the faith.
Or I'm leaving with you. I'm leaving with you.
Wait till I tell you this message. On the Ovilus. Listen to this. I want to say this. I want to say this. We're going to let the Facebook Live viewers see the message first.
Look at this. This is amazing. Let me share. There it is.
Please let me.
Please let. Oh, hey, we got all right.
Paranormal.
Please let me.
Please let. Oh, hey, we got all right.
Paranormal X. That's KSPS has been changed to Paranormal X. Does
Dave remind you of someone that you are with, someone that you love?
Glenn says, get him to take his clothes off.
Who was that, Glenn? Oh, Lord, what? Oh, Lord, you should. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And trust me, that would have been appetizing for anybody on a live feed.
Get him to take his clothes off.
Oh, Lord, you should. Who said that? Wow. Yeah, I remember that night. That was a pretty amazing session there. Okay.
That was our first time we've ever, I think first and only time so far we've ever encountered a succubus, or potentially a succubus that had sexually oriented themes to it.
Yeah. Okay. Now we kick back to another one of our oldies but a goodies. We have some things from Mansfield. Is this Mansfield or Moundsville? I can't. No, it's Moundsville. Because the other ones are actually, well, I don't know. M21. This is M21. It asked Jim, do you want to see a murder?
Oh, okay. This was in the cell block where they kept the worst of the worst in the luncheon area. And you guys are all up in Red Cell. And I was by myself at the kind of dining tables they use like in elementary school. I was there by myself recording, and that's where I got this guy.
And Jenny been talking right now. And Jenny been talking right now.
This is clear. That one was pretty crazy. So, all right, well, we're about an hour in. We've got about an hour left, so we're gonna go ahead and break and take our commercial, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
WLFE Digital Network is now on digital television. If you're into ghosts, Bigfoot, UFOs, and the creepy, then WLFE has a TV channel for you, Paranormal View. Watch all of your favorite WLFE video talk shows on one channel. Shows like Paratalk Radio, Step Into the Paranormal, Skeptical Help Bar, The Creepy Parlor, and more. Looking for something else? Do you support the LGBTQ plus community? WLFE has brought all of their LGBTQ shows like Inside the Drag Closet, Everything Yet Nothing, Across the Pond, and Rainbow Soul all into one place. A new TV channel called LGBTQ Friends. The third channel is Variety Unlimited. Here you'll find a wide variety of talk shows you know and love, like Just Cindy, Card Pulls and Coffee, Real Talk with Nom, The Bipolar DMs, Meet the Author, and Movie Review 5. The best part of watching these shows is that they're all available to watch at one location, one website, WLFE-DB.com.
You are listening to WLFE-DBradio.com, where our shows are your shows.
Listen to the WLFE-DB podcast, available on Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check out shows like Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and Step Into the Paranormal. Now, on to your favorite podcast app.
This is Dominic Santasero with Real Talk with Dom. You are listening to WLFE-DBradio.com, where our shows are your shows.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Bree, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area, 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Oh yeah, life just got sweeter now that WLFE-DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com.
You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now, back to our program.
All right, and we're back. And Jim's going to pick out a few that he wants to hear right now. So I'll leave you to it, sir.
Okay. Dave's going to take a little break, and
unplug me and hand me my phone there, sir.
I'll try to keep things from blowing up. It's an emergency call. Oh, this is an old one. we had a friend of ours, George, and this is one of the investigations. We were in Mansfield Prison, and we had our friend and psychic Janet was with us, and we were in some of the cell areas. And anyhow, she heard this voice. He obviously didn't, and he was glad he didn't. But essentially, it was his voice trying to intimidate him. And it's like saying his name, George, and it's like, George, and it's saying it like in a scary fashion. He doesn't hear it. But Janet hears it. And then she goes on to tell him, oh, he's just trying to scare you. I'll play that once again. He told us afterwards that he was, uh-oh, now I've messed up. Uh-oh, what have I done? Let me see what I've done here. Uh-oh. Good gosh, what have I done? Oh, crap. Somehow I knocked off the media here. Be right back. Dave, I've mucked it up already. I finished playing the clip. Played okay. But I hit the wrong thing yet now.
You don't have to get it.
See, I got that on it now.
Yeah, you don't close the media player.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't want to close this.
Okay, so when I finish playing, what do I hit? Yo, just go up the media, okay?
Yep.
All right. I'm dead in the water. Okay, this was up at Keeley Mansion. And while we were up there, we had gone out to the grave site before we actually doing in the mansion. And we got some very interesting thing. Mr. Keeley was really saved quite a few lives. He was involved in the safety for mines and stuff in the Uniontown, Pennsylvania region, and adopted a lot of procedures that prevented a lot of mine explosions. Unfortunately, things around his death are up in the air. He was found in the garage on his property with a gunshot to the head, and it was ruled a suicide. But there really wasn't any reason for him to kill himself. So anyhow, there was some stuff comes out when we were on the gravesite. That's what I'm going to play here. It's a gun. I'm going to play that once again because you can hear that it's a gun where they're talking about. Here with you. Okay, so I went to media. Now let's hope I open file there. Okay, good. Here's another one at the at to Keely's grave again.
We are at the grave.
In God.
We are at the grave of Frederick.
That's yearly work.
You see your wife is lying at rest to you.
So I toward the end there, I'm just going to play that end again where he's talking about his wife laying by him as it should.
We are at the grave.
In God.
We are at the grave of Frederick.
That's yearly work.
You see your wife is lying at rest to you.
Okay. Now let's see. Let's go to. Oh, okay. This is another nice one. This is in the Moundsville prison in West Virginia, but this was in the lower security portion, the newer portion of the jail. And I had my cousin's grandchildren. We had two of them with us. They were adults at the time. They were both in college. And they were in a jail cell a few doors up from me. And I got in this one jail cell. And I'm sitting in there, and I felt the presence of something near me. And so I'm playing my recorder, and I got a rather friendly companion. Now, those first voices were my cousin's grandchildren. They were a few cells up, like I said, but that end voice, that's what was in the jail cell next to me. Basically, he's asking me how I'm doing. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, we're going to do another Pennhurst. This was also in Emily's room. We'll pick up a child's voice. Well, Spirit, you're just amazing. We know the power it takes to do what you're doing.
This one in the middle is going to red, and we've got one map standing right over it.
You're just really amazing. We had all these various lights and sensors going off at that time. And it seems like the children, watching it on XCam, and that sounds like the children are really enjoying that. You hear the little girl at the end. Well, Spirit, you're just amazing. We know the power it takes to do what you're doing.
This one in the middle is going to red, and we've got one map standing right over it.
You're just really amazing. Okay, well, I managed not to screw it up anymore. So
always a good thing.
Always a good thing. Let's see what else we have. Oh, this is pretty cool. We had our friend Steve Dunn was with us when we were at Pennhurst the one time, and he had set up a series of.
Steve Dunn was with us. You were with us at Pennhurst.
Yeah, it was when he had set up in that room. That was Eric's Law. He had that big amplifier going, and he had set up a bunch of REM pods.
And I wasn't there.
Well, maybe you weren't in the room. I think you were there. That's when.
The only place I investigated with him was Sanford, where the archives used to be. And
you were Mansfield with him.
Mansfield.
Right. Well, no, I was there at Pennhurst.
Yeah, I've only been to Pennhurst once.
Well, it was the Red Room. They had just opened up the Red Room. There's a new room up there.
That's Post Town.
Oh, I mean, that's what I meant, Post Town.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyhow, they had this game going where they had all these REM pods, and as long as you sat in your seat, nothing went off. But if you got up from your seat, the REM pods went off, and you'll hear all these kids laughing, and they say, "This is Eric's Law."
Here we go about the illuminator. Now let me in there. I want to play a few parts of that back because as soon as the recording starts, you hear Eric's Law, and then right after that, if I'm not mistaken, I hear "Please don't get up" or "Don't get up" or something like that. So let's see. Right there, Eric's Law, and right after it is "Don't get up." I asked you, "Don't get up" or something like that. Here you go about the illuminator. Second. Here you go about the illuminator. Now that's Steve Dunn's voice. Something about the illuminator. Now what that one is saying, I can't make out. Yeah, I can't make that out. I'd have to see if we can slow it down. Okay, so next we're going to go to, since we were just talking about it, let's have a look at Moundsville. Moundsville Prison. Let's see what this one says.
You know my name. What's yours?
Now, the first thing I hear after me is real quick, real faint, Steve.
Yours.
Right there, Steve. And then I hear, is it a curse?
Yeah.
Did you say Bruce?
Pardon my language, but I'm hearing that shit's hard. That shit's hard.
That's suicide. What, telling us your name is suicide?
You know what we haven't touched on tonight so far? We haven't touched on anything from Jim Thorpe. So let's look now. I don't know. All the ones labeled Jim Thorpe, is that from Carol Ann Berry's place, the down the rabbit hole?
You know, I think it should all be. Yeah.
Okay. When Theo can show you, Theo, touch that REM pod and show him. See, look. This lights up and makes noises, it won't hurt you. I hear it saying, huh, intriguing.
Is Christian the young boy we've been asking about, Chris? About 3.5 years old?
Now, that was not an answer to your question. That sounded like someone saying that's rather impressive.
Years old? That's the boy in question. Yes, thank you. Can you tell me where I can find Chris? Chris?
Right off the bat, I believe it's Theo who asked that question. Theo Kohler. And the answer come right, no.
No. Well, thank you.
Is Chris lost?
I'm hearing something about the town. He's gone through town or something like that. That's what I might be hearing. He's gone through town.
Is Chris lost?
It's not their town. Yeah, I think.
Well, there are some toys up in the attic. Chris wants to go play with them.
Weren't there other children playing in the stairwell? Playing in the stairwell? This is the room in my.
Now, wait a minute. Chris wants to go play with them.
Weren't there other children playing in the stairwell? Playing in the stairwell?
I'm hearing yes, there were. Like it started talk before you finished and said yes, there were.
Playing in the stairwell? Playing in the stairwell?
Now, what is that saying?
The stairwell? In the stairwell? This is the room, am I correct?
Now, there I'm hearing say hello to Ida.
Am I correct?
Now, Linda doesn't know, she doesn't know how StreamYard works.
Yeah, because she was making comments, like she said, hello, Jim, and you didn't respond. You didn't see him because instead of comments, you had it over here.
Gotcha.
So when I went back, I saw it, and I said, yeah, and she just wanted to make sure she didn't know how StreamYard works. But, yeah, it works. It works fine. But I'm hearing that.
The room,
listen,
am I correct?
I'm hearing say hello to Ida.
Yeah.
Tell me if the,
This is the room, am I correct? Polly, if you're anywhere in the building, we don't mean to crowd you out of your.
Now that said yes.
Polly, if you're anywhere in the building, we don't mean to crowd you out of your comfort zone. But we have invited all the spirits.
Say they're gonna hammer me.
Have invited all the spirits.
They can have it.
Oh,
I'm hearing, they're gonna hammer me.
I'm hearing they can have it.
Okay, so what else do we have? Here we go. Let's go to one of our favorites, because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was Terry scratched?
Why did you scratch Terry? You scratched Terry.
Because he's a jerk.
Seriously, because he's a jerk. That's what.
That's damn sure what it said. Because he's a jerk. And we won't get into that. What else do we have? Let's play some from the location that shall not be named.
Thomas Shaw, move that ring for me.
Now, wait a minute. Whoa. Now, hold on. I'm hearing to Jim, your other project, you'll own it again. And I'm wondering if even when this was captured, if they knew what was coming.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it could very well be.
Simon Straub, move that ring for me, please.
I'm hands up, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, make it go up.
Jeff, ask a serious question.
Yes. Your good spirits. Can you tell when there are bad spirits around?
Who is that? That voice sounds familiar, but I don't know who it is. Is that? Oh, I think that's Jeff Leeper.
Your good spirits. Can you tell when there are bad spirits around?
That's who it is.
That's definitely saying what the WTF.
I like that.
Well,
That was funny. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was the first time Jeff asked a question that evening, and it said, "What the fuck?" That's hilarious. Let's see. What else do we have? Now, what is Triple X Murder House?
Don't play those. They're the full tapes on. I have a consolidating. That was the 360 cabin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's just a full tape that I sent down to.
Okay. Well, I can play this one. The story on this one, for people who haven't heard it, is we were investigating a private residence, and I had just finished setting up the DVR system and the cameras and running the wires and making sure all the angles were okay. And then out of nowhere, I got a massive headache, almost debilitating. So I was down in the kitchen on the main floor with the owner, his wife, and their only child at the time, who was about a 5 or 6 year old little boy. And he was standing right next to me. He did not know my daughter's name. Jim and his nephew were on the second floor, opposite side of the house, in the bathroom with the door shut, doing an EVP session, trying to contact a woman, I believe her name was Rose, that we had heard earlier in the evening in the investigation, when we did our initial walkthrough. So we get a little boy on here that is so loud, and this is straight EVP. This is no Fazbox. It was so loud that it drowns out Jim and his nephew, and all you hear is a little boy. And I'll play it for you, and you can hear what he says, and then I'll explain the rest after that.
To nothing, hell, help lost. Rose, are you cold and lost?
So you'll hear him yell, "I'm trying for the light." And then he yells, "Bronwyn." Bronwyn was my oldest daughter's name. The only child in that building was standing right next to me, and he hadn't made a peep. But this was so loud that it drowned Jim and his nephew out. And then you'll hear him kind of like, "Oh," afterwards.
Nothing, hell, help lost. Rose, are you cold and lost?
So that one always impressed me, because how did the spirit of that little boy that we had heard stories about in that building know my daughter's name? I thought that one actually kind of freaked me out a little bit. So, Sunken Road.
Yeah, that's in the Antietam battlefield. Mike.
Okay.
You know, there's two good ones there.
There's three, actually.
4, 5, and 6. Yeah.
Sunken Road on the Antietam battlefield. We'll play these.
All right, Ella, if your brother is on the Confederate, the gray side, Ella.
Huh?
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Was your brother with D.H. Hill's unit? Or General Anderson's?
You.
Now, what does that one say? Earned your something.
All right, Ella, if your brother is on the Confederate, the gray side, Ella.
Huh?
Wow. All right. Thank you.
Better.
All right. Now I'm hearing that was better.
Better.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Better.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. I thank you.
Was Was your brother with D.H. Hill's unit
No.
or General Anderson's?
You.
Sounds like you earned your pension or you earned your pendant. Something
All
like
right,
that.
Ella. You.
Earn your pendant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. And then the next one in that line is number 5.
Ella, are you from North Carolina?
Carolina.
Oh,
What's that say?
Carolina. Oh,
You get a lot more something.
Carolina. Oh, oh, it is.
There
Thank
you go.
you.
Oh, how'd you pull that?
Thank you.
Ella from North Carolina. Are you from the Chapel Hill area? If so, could you give us a sign, please? It's a sign, please. Chapel.
See, I'm hearing it's not true.
Chapel Hill, North Carolina. Wow.
Got it.
Thank you.
That's a positive for the recorder. So Ella's from the Chapel Hill area of North Carolina.
Let's see, I'm hearing her say it's
Yeah,
not
it could
true.
be, yeah.
Please.
This is not true.
Chapel
Yeah.
Hill, North Carolina. Wow.
Got it.
Thank you.
That's a positive for the recorder. So Ella's from the Chapel Hill area of North Carolina. Would you give us a message, Ella?
You could say.
What did I say? Something about guess your unit?
Of North Carolina. Would you give us a message, Ella?
You can.
If you can guess my unit?
Yeah.
You give us a message, Ella?
You could say your brother's name.
Actually, it tails off at the end, but I think it says, can you guess what unit I'm in? And you hear unit, and then the I'm in tails off and gets faint. Listen.
Ella?
You could say your brother's name on the voice box if you'd like.
Caleb.
Caleb. Wow.
We heard a name.
That was so close. So clear. That Caleb. The first time I thought maybe it said Taylor, but that one was obviously Caleb.
We heard a name Caleb, Ella. We're not sure if Caleb's your brother's name or not. Could you give us a sign, please? Your brother's name.
Who is that talking in the background?
It's only Bob.
Somebody holding a conversation.
Is your brother's name
Bob,
or not?
Jenny,
Could
Mike,
you give
and
us
I
a
were the
sign,
only
please?
ones there.
Your brother's name.
What ends up happening later? There wasn't a tour guide or something going through? It's what ends up happening later.
Yeah.
Could you give us a sign, please? Your brother's name is Caleb.
Boom.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were at the
Thank you,
base of
Ella.
those little
We
stairs that
appreciate
take you right into the.
Ella, you probably don't get too many people that come here and wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, Ella. We appreciate it.
Right there again.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Ella. We appreciate it.
It's like we're getting EVP on top of the Phasma box.
Yeah.
Ella, you probably don't get too many people that come here and visit and talk to you and the other spirits like this very often. I imagine. So I'm sure you're as happy as we are that you're communicating and trying to figure out what's going on. So thanks again. If you understood what I said, Ella, could you give us a sign, please?
Not for every day. Not for every day.
Not every day something. I think she just spoke on the box. Boom. Shout.
Thank you, Ella.
So she understood. She understood.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, that came in clear. So, all right. We'll be back in just a few minutes. I'm going to play one little commercial for you, and then we'll be right back.
Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, the largest paranormal store in the Northeast, settled in Gettysburg, PA. Your one-stop ghost shop featuring the paranormal equipment, metaphysical items, and the Hands of Light Reiki. Equipment such as static pods, REM pods, spirit boxes, motion lasers, camcorders, night vision binoculars, lighting, voice recorders, and body cams. Other items such as sage, Palo Santo, gems, jewelry, salt lamps, candles, Deadly Grounds coffee, and oils. Paranormal investigations of Jenny Wade House, Haunted Orphanage, Historic 1912 Hoover House, David Stewart Farm. Gettysburg Ghost Exchange, 271 Baltimore Street, Gettysburg, PA 17325. Contact us at 717-521-7465. Visit Historical Gettysburg and stop in and say hello.
All right, and we're back. So let's see what else we have for you. There's another one from Jim Thorpe.
Are you at a point where you can feel joy and love? Yes. Yes. You're on the right track.
Is that UICP? You're on the corner of the doorway over there?
REM pod response.
Right. I don't feel right leaving you in such a predicament.
Do you want to be here? Do you want to stay here?
I do.
Well, you're welcome to stay here. As long as you don't bother anybody.
I just got love. Can Spirit make that light up again, please? Yes, we're looking.
You want to talk a little?
What? You hear what that one just said? Why don't you get out of here?
He would like to know more about you.
Do not steal. Do not steal.
Do not steal. That's right. That's good.
Holly, are you still with us?
Dominate.
That's
Just,
what we always
Yeah,
thought.
that's what we always thought. I had something. What did you find? What did you find?
search.
Okay. There was they were very talkative that night. Very talkative. But even though we had EM pumps going, they were very draining, so much so that I actually had to hand off the live feed and take a nap, which was then, of course, filmed on the live feed. Thank you, Haley. So I'll make sure not to do that again. Oh, here's a good one. This one's very clear. Yeah. Hey, buddy, how you doing? And then, oh, here's one from the backyard of our very own Haley Eisenhart. That's funny. The spirit comes across on the Fazzo box and asks, "Is anything here?"
I'm a man of peace. I'm a man of peace. I'm getting whiskey. I'm getting whiskey. Do you see us or do you just perceive it? Perceive it.
Cut you off, but anyways. Sharon, we haven't encountered him yet, but we did just start. He's here lurking somewhere. Just started. He's here lurking somewhere. We got one right on this tree. And I think that's the big guy. And I think that's the big guy. He goes up above this, and then we have a little one over here on the shed.
Okay, that must be the timing reference.
We got Kaylee again.
Do you get it? Do you get it?
Yes, we did. Said, did we get it? I said, yes, we did.
K-A-Y-L-E-E. K-A-Y-L-E-E.
Yeah, we haven't done the inside, but let it be known that Haley's property itself is highly active. Highly active. Let's see. Oh, Elizabeth's room in Kane Manor.
Informed on the Oculus.
I had that a little bit too. So what I'm wondering is if there was some type of contamination in the water, which may have affected the unborn child.
Cause deformities.
deformities.
Or a 2 pound stillborn, which is
Yeah.
what they got in the nursery.
I would have to say what, there would be lead in the water then?
And then
So
Lois
didn't somebody get
died.
lead earlier? Didn't you get lead as soon, didn't you get lead as, yeah, right, you did get lead as soon as you came in the room.
In the water.
It started it.
Yeah, that started it.
Unlock. Did we unlock it?
By U.S. Senate. That's what I heard.
What?
Deformed on the obelisk.
I'm here by U.S. Mint.
Oh. Senate.
Let's see. What else do we have? We'll play some more Lady in Red.
Has a certain lady followed us over here? We'll call you the Lady in Red.
Still helping you.
She has.
She says you're not helping me. She wants me to win. Somebody's got to run this.
Hello.
There's my lady admirer here with us. And then I got it.
Here. Yes, and we are recording. Thank you. And that has triggered several times already.
Over here. That's for research. You hear that? Listen.
Yes, and we are recording. Thank you. And that has triggered several times already.
Over here. It's for research. It's for research. And I mean, I guess it is because, like you said, we've never encountered anything like that before or since. So, third floor of Mayflower Building at Pennhurst. There was some really nasty stuff up there.
There was.
Telling you, you do not have permission to influence and touch any of my female friends in this floor right now.
I'm going all the way to red.
Did you act alone in this?
There were more than one of you taking advantage of the girls?
Did you sexually assault anyone in this building? Do you know of anyone who was sexually assaulted in this building?
You have to tell us.
Did you, I think you said no, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. You need to tell us why you were able to touch the females. You weren't given the permission to touch them.
I don't think so.
young girls don't deserve to be touched. So what gave you the right to touch them?
One-on-one? Yeah.
Real cool. Are you making me cold?
Yeah, there was a lot of negativity up there. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, Janet had to leave that, didn't she?
Yeah. Yeah, it got a little too intense for her.
Yeah. Now we only got a couple minutes left, so I'll try and fit a few more in here. Here we go, uncovering a bad deed.
What you see occur on this floor?
Ask him if he did it.
Did you do it? Did you cause harm to another?
Tell the truth.
Did you hurt someone?
Something about my admission.
My admission, yeah, that's what I heard. That's prevented you from moving on in the other realm, hasn't it? It's sort of, your actions have sort of condemned you.
Ask him what he did.
Can you tell us what you did?
We'll listen, but you gotta tell the truth. Yeah, still, just thinking back to that event, it still gives me the willies. Was definitely not a fan of that. Let's see, what else do we have? Stephen's house?
Play them.
You just want to know where that was? Okay. Oh, Thaddeus Stevens' house. Yes, okay. This is where we knew. This is the one where we confirmed that we were speaking with Thaddeus Stevens himself, because he told us where he went to college.
We're trying to verify that we're talking to you, so we're asking kind of questions that we can find the answer easily.
What state were you born in, Thaddeus? Is that you?
Vermont. You could ask him what college.
What college did you attend? Was it Dartmouth? Was it Dartmouth?
It was. Is that what you heard?
That's what it said.
Oh my gosh, that's fantastic. That was
No,
it.
that was good.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
What are the odds of me saying Dartmouth?
Oh man.
Yeah, that was pretty fantastic.
Yeah, that was that exciting.
And then we also got this one there as well. The Laugher. Now, the story behind this is you're in the second floor of the Thaddeus Stevens house. You're looking down the hallway. You have a room on your left and two rooms right in front of you. The room to the right is where women tend to get more activity than there are if men are in there. So we had three women, I believe, Nikki, Haley, and another female, I don't remember who it was, in that room as part of an investigational tactic. Rob is sitting on the floor just outside the room, recording and filming. I go past him to go downstairs and change batteries in my camera. And I come back up and Rob says to me, "That was so creepy. I thought it was you laughing in my ear." And I said, "No, I was downstairs changing my batteries." And this is what he not only did he catch on his recorder, but he actually heard this right in his right ear. That's just creepy. Let's see. I think I can fit maybe one or two more.
Richard Estep's going to be in Thaddeus Stevens' The Bash this
Yep,
year.
at the weekend of the Bash, which is August 20th through the 22nd. Author Richard Estep will be staying at the Thaddeus Stevens Log Cabin in Gettysburg, and that's what would be the basis for his next book that's coming out. All right.
Do you know you passed, or you trapped in this cell?
See, now you have this titled "He Hurt You Less," but I'm hearing you're something about your Judas. I hear
Do you know you
yeah.
passed, or you trapped in this cell?
I'm hearing it. It's almost like another prisoner is talking to the one that said yeah, and it says, "You Judas."
Yeah.
And let's see. I can get fit one more in. Okay, Moundsville, room 9. Are you familiar with that one? I don't remember the story on room 9.
Ready to play some
that one. We get so many of them, I don't even remember half of them. Here we go.
And he said, "Go search."
All right. Well, there is a plethora of EVPs from our extensive library of 20 plus years of investigation. We hope you enjoyed listening to them. Do we have a guest for next week?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
hopefully we'll.
What's our next scheduled guest?
Will be the week after that. We've got Katie and
Katie and Rob, Katie Turner and Richard Ruland,
Yeah.
who also have their own show, which is called Let's Talk About It, correct?
Yep.
Okay, and they do that on their Facebook pages. So
They're both psychic mediums.
okay. Again, the guests that we were hoping for tonight, the schedule didn't allow for it. But this person did say they'd be willing to schedule something later on. So hopefully we'll be able to get a hold of them and get that person to schedule. I don't want to say him or her because I don't want you to have any clues to who it would be. Let's just say if we can get them, it would be one of our more well-known guests that we've ever had. So that'll be cool. But as soon as I get a chance, Jim and I will see if we can't get something scheduled for next week to have as our guest on the show. But until then, everybody stay safe. Have a safe, happy weekend. And we will see you next Thursday. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for joining Dave and Jim on Doorway to the Dead. Catch us next week right here at 8 p.m. every Thursday as we open the door to paranormal discussion and more.